AI Ops is a general term which means artificial intelligence for IT operations. Cisco have got a suite of different software products which fall under the AI Ops umbrella, which use AI to aid in network operations. The different products that I will cover here are Cisco Catalyst Center and Cisco Meraki, Cisco Nexus Dashboard, Cisco AppDynamics, Cisco ThousandEyes, and Cisco Secure Network Analytics. So they're all different software products from Cisco which use AI to enhance their features. I've already covered Cisco Catalyst Center and Cisco Meraki earlier in the course about what they do. So in this lecture, I'll just explain what their AI features are. For all of the other software products, we haven't spoken about them yet, so I'll give you a quick overview of what that software product does, and then I'll cover what their AI features are as well. Many of those software products have overlapping machine learning and AI capabilities. They all support traffic analytics, anomaly detection, and root cause analysis. And some of them also have ML and AI-driven automated configuration and management of network settings, so they're able to push configuration to devices, and some of them also do predictive maintenance. So you're probably wondering, well, why does Cisco have different software products that seem to be doing the same thing? Well, there is multiple reasons for that. First is there's separate products for separate use cases. For example, the data center provisioning and monitoring, that is what Cisco Nexus Dashboard specializes in. Or monitoring of internet-based applications, that is what Cisco ThousandEyes specializes in. There's also historical reasons such as evolution of existing software. The Cisco Nexus Dashboard, that actually comes from Cisco's purchase of the MDS storage area network switches that they did a really long time ago. As part of their purchase of that company, that also came with their monitoring software, and that has now evolved over several different versions and name changes into the Cisco Nexus Dashboard. Another reason is Cisco purchased new software for new capabilities. That's why they bought ThousandEyes. With ThousandEyes, it's got a large machine learning data set which is monitoring out the public internet and cloud providers. Cisco didn't have that capability before, so that's why they bought ThousandEyes. So there are lots of different software products from Cisco. They've all got their own separate internal teams at Cisco which are developing and managing them. There is quite a bit of overlap between the features, but those are the reasons why. Okay, so let's talk about Catalyst Center first. You already know about how that works, so I'll cover the AI features here. It features AI network analytics, which continuously collects and analyzes network data. It aids in issue detection and provides AI-driven network traffic baselining and anomaly detection. So it checks what the normal traffic patterns are in your network and it detects any changes from that. Network traffic benchmark comparison with other networks, so you can compare your traffic patterns and performance with other networks, and proactive insights for pattern and trend identification. So you're going to see I'm going to be repeating very similar information to this throughout this lecture. We've already covered what these things are in depth earlier in this section as well. So I'm just really here explaining what the different software products are and what their capabilities are. So looking at Cisco Catalyst Center, which used to be called DNA Center, we can go to the Assurance and Issues tab, and in there you can click on, you see AI driven. So this is where it has detected issues with its artificial intelligence. And we have got an issue here, and it's on one of our wireless access points, excessive failures to connect. So a lot of clients are failing to connect more than usual. We can click on that to drill down into that particular issue. So we do that, and then on that page, we can see, this is why it's been reporting, there's a 21% increase in failures. We can then click on Root Cause Analysis tab here, scroll down, we can look at the probable network causes, and it will tell us what it thinks has probably caused that issue. So it's really helpful for troubleshooting. We can also look at the Assurance and Network Insights tab as well. In here, we can see that our APs are experiencing deviations in their client count. So how many clients are connecting to that particular AP? Again, we can click on there and drill down. And if we scroll down here, we can see week by week how many clients it is normally accepting onto that AP. So in the example here, the amount of clients has been going up a lot. So that's going to aid us with capacity planning. Also, we might want to check, why is this AP getting so many more clients? Is that legitimate or not? If it is legitimate, then we need to do capacity planning. Maybe we need to put in an additional AP in there to handle the load. Next software product to cover is Cisco Meraki, which also we've covered earlier in the course. So the AI features of Meraki. Meraki Wi-Fi network visualization, management and monitoring with wireless assurance. Assurance just means that you're assuring that things are working as you expect them to be working. There's no problems there. And Meraki Wi-Fi self-optimization with visibility, historical insights, and real-time data for radio resource management. An example of this is the Auto RF feature, which automatically selects the best channel and power level on your APs. We'll have a look at that feature now. So with that, what happens is your APs send their radio frequency data up to the Meraki cloud. It is anonymized, so there's no private enterprise information going in there. And then optimized configurations are sent down to the AP. So it uses AI to analyze that data and then check what is the best power level and channel for that particular AP, and it automatically sends it down there. So you don't have to do anything manually, you just enable this feature and this will automatically work for you. To enable it, under radio settings and then auto RF, you want to tick this radio box here to turn the AI channel planning on. You can also say what your busy hour is. So this will automatically change the channel, which can cause client drops. So in here, you can configure it to do that only out of office hours so that you minimize any possible disruption. Next software product is Cisco Nexus Dashboard. This is the first new one that you haven't heard about earlier in the course. So I'll give you an overview of what this does in general. Nexus Dashboard is a single pane of glass application, so you've got a single GUI that you can manage everything from. It's designed for automated provisioning, monitoring, anomaly detection, and capacity planning of data centers with NX-OS, Nexus, and MDS switches. So this is designed for Nexus and MDS switches, does not currently work with Catalyst. So if you've got a data center which is using NX-OS devices, you will find this useful software. It can be installed as a hardware appliance or a virtual machine on premises, or as a cloud-based software as a service. And there's different services inside the Nexus dashboard. The first one is the Fabric Controller service. That supports automated provisioning and monitoring. Next one is the Orchestrator service. That supports mobility and disaster recovery in multi-site environments. So with Fabric Controller, that gives you a topology diagram of all your different devices. You can use it to monitor what their configurations are. You can push new configurations down to them. You can also monitor and update the software versions, etc., using Fabric Controller. Orchestrator, that is for if you have got multiple data centers. It allows you to move virtual machines between your different data centers depending on what the current load is. Also, if one of your data centers goes down, it can automate moving all your virtual machines over to your backup data center. So when you go into Cisco Nexus dashboard, I'll just show you that and come back here. You see that you've got Insights here. Insights is the one that is driven by AI. So you can click on this drop down and you can choose Fabric Controller there, and you'll see all the different Fabric Controller features. You can choose Orchestrator, you'll see the Orchestrator features, or you can choose Insights and you'll see the Insights features. So with Insights, that uses machine learning and artificial intelligence to provide traffic analysis, anomaly detection, and root cause analysis. You're seeing a running theme here now. Assurance ensures device configurations comply with the organization's policies, not just their running configuration, also software versions, hardware capacity, things like that. And event analytics in there includes control plane event analysis. So looking at Cisco Nexus dashboard insights, you can see in there just on the overview, so the dashboard for this, we can see that we've got a network traffic anomaly being reported in here. We can click on there to drill down as well. Another thing you can go to is the Analysis Hub under the Analyze tab. In there, you've got multiple different options, which are pretty much all using ML and AI. You've got compliance, so monitor your fabric's compliance with custom anomaly rules. Your fabric is your switches that are in the data center and how they're connected to each other. So you can configure custom anomaly rules in there. You can configure it with what your expected configurations, network traffic are, and it will report on any anomalies. Conformance, keep track of your hardware and software life cycles, so you can check things like software versions in there. Policy Cam, monitor your network's policies, such as QoS. Connectivity, you can analyze flows from one endpoint to another. So this uses historical data, and you can see what your historical traffic flows were, useful for troubleshooting. Log collector shows you the logs from the devices. Sustainability, that shows you things like energy usage, and it calculates the cost from that as well. And then we've got delta analysis, compare configurations and differences in your site between 2 points in time. Obviously, that's using machine learning, as you learned about earlier in this section. And similarly, pre-change, you can view the potential impact of configuration changes. So lots of useful AI features in there. If we go to anomalies, it will report on all the different anomalies, the problems that we've got happening in our site, such as we have got 5 interfaces are currently down. We can click on that to drill down and see which are the interfaces which have got the problem. Okay, next software product, Cisco AppDynamics. AppDynamics monitors applications and their infrastructure. Clue is in the name, the AppDynamics. So it actually monitors application performance, but it takes in, it's aware of the underlying network infrastructure as well. The AppDynamics service can be installed on Linux or Windows on premises or as a cloud-based SaaS. Agents on the application servers report their statistics to the AppDynamics controller. So an agent is a piece of software that you install on your application server. For example, a Java application, it then reports all of its statistics and its performance up to the AppDynamics controller, which is your central pane of glass for monitoring this. It uses machine learning and AI to perform baselining, so the normal patterns for that application, the normal performance you see for that application, anomaly detection, and root cause analysis. It learns historical data, time of day, and seasonal variations, and integrates log analysis tools, so it's using machine learning for that. So looking at AppDynamics, after you've just installed it, you'll see the Getting Starting wizard. And so you can see the different apps you can monitor, for example, Java and Python apps. You can also monitor from the end user's point of view, so you can test the application from that point of view. Also mobile, databases, and analytics. In this example, we have got a Java application, and it has got a web front end and a SQL database. So we have gone and installed the agent on that Java application, and we've pointed it at our controller. When you do that, it reports all its information to the controller, so you can see all the services that are going to make up that application and how they are interconnected. Then you, still on the dashboard, you can check the daily trends over particular time periods. Kind of information you're going to get in there is the load on the application and its response time. So again, you're monitoring the application here, but of course your application is running over a network. You can view your different business transactions. You can click in here to drill down for further information. A couple here, we've got all red, so that is bad. Looking at the response time is 0, so it looks like those parts there actually failed. You can also click on very slow transactions. So if your users are reporting any problems with the app, or you can do this proactively yourself as well, you can see any problems in the application and exactly where they are occurring. Okay, next one is Cisco ThousandEyes. ThousandEyes is a cloud managed, so always runs in the cloud, monitoring and troubleshooting platform, which is designed for organizations with complex distributed networks and applications on cloud or across the internet. So if you have got applications that you're accessing in a cloud provider, or your users are accessing it over the internet, probably from distributed locations, then ThousandEyes can be really helpful. It monitors internal network availability and performance, and it also monitors external network availability and performance as well. It monitors external ISPs and cloud providers, and this is really a big selling point of that application, because when you're working as a network engineer, you're going to run into these problems where you've got problems with your applications and the users are connecting over the network, and maybe it's going through the internet, and you're not sure if the problem is internal in your network or if it's at the service provider. Often you will troubleshoot everything on your network, you can't find any issues, you contact the service provider, but they say, hey, we've got no issues either, and then you kind of reach a roadblock with your troubleshooting. It can be very difficult. Well, ThousandEyes is really useful for that because it can help identify exactly where the problem is, internal or external. It helps identify the root cause of application performance problems as originating from inside your network, as the application itself, or external dependencies such as your ISP or cloud provider. Its security monitoring features include detection of anomalies, distributed denial of service, and DNS-based attacks. Monitoring agents provide statistics and different vantage points for tests. So the agents are installed on your network infrastructure devices and your endpoints. So the different types of agents are enterprise agents, operate within the enterprise infrastructure. So they are installed on your switches and your routers. It actually uses SNMP to report statistics from your network devices to the cloud. Once that's on there, you can also run tests from your routers and switches to the application as well. Endpoint agents are installed on your end user machines, for example, Windows desktops. They can then provide statistics on things like response time that the user is experiencing, and you can also run tests from here as well. More likely, you're going to run tests from an endpoint rather than from a network device. So that way, you can say that your application is in a cloud provider, you can run a test from a desktop, and you will see the performance of that application. The last type of agent, the third one, is cloud agents. They are managed by ThousandEyes, not by you, and they're distributed throughout ISPs and cloud providers. They provide inbound remote monitoring of the enterprise apps and infrastructure. So with these cloud agents, ThousandEyes do have them installed in lots of locations across the internet. They are not limited to only monitoring where they've got their agents installed, though. They also do passive monitoring as well. So even if they don't have an agent in a particular ISP, they can still monitor the performance and any issues within that ISP. So they provide statistics of end-to-end traffic going all the way across the internet and through cloud providers as well. Also, with those external cloud agents, you can use them for running tests. So you can run a test from outside on the internet into applications that are internal inside your enterprise. ThousandEyes agents located across the internet perform billions of measurements each day using machine learning, creating a massive data set on when and where traffic flows are disrupted at the network interface and application server levels, so it can detect if there's a problem out on the internet somewhere. IT teams, that's you, can rapidly identify, escalate, and remediate issues with providers using internet telemetry data. So where you do have that issue, there's a problem with a particular application, and before you weren't sure if it was internal in your network or with the service provider, now you can see that it's at the service provider, and you can actually prove that as well. So when you contact the service provider, you can show them, hey, this is exactly where the problem is. They're not going to just fob you off and say, no, the problem's not with us. So looking at an example of that. Here, your organization is ADP. That is the name of the company. And they have got a web application running at adpwebdesking.com. So sales staff log into there to upload their sales. And what's happened is that some sales staff are reporting that they're not able to reach your application, so you're losing sales. So you go into ThousandEyes, you look at that application. So you've got these agents, these are external places out on the internet. And in this example, your sales staff are out in remote offices as well. They're connecting into you over the internet. So you're monitoring it from different internet locations, and you can see that from those 38 different locations that you're monitoring it from, 4 of them have got errors, and you're going to see they're not able to connect. So what you do next is you click on the red part here, and then that will drill down. So we do that, and we can see that we have got agents at these different locations here, and all of them are unable to reach our application over here. And then so here we're on the path visualization tab. So we've drilled down into there, and we can see, here's the problem. And if we have a look, we can see that the problem seems to be concentrated here. All of them, they're getting that far, and then that is where the outage is, and that's why they're not able to reach the application. With us, we're over here on the right. We can hover over this part of the diagram here, and we can see that the network is Limelight Networks, and it looks like they've had an outage. We can then go to the BGP route visualization tab. Here's us on the right again. We are ADP. Our internet service provider is Synap, and we can see from this that their upstream provider, Limelight Networks, there appears to be an issue there. We're also peering with Zayo, and that one appears to be fine. So we get in touch with our ISP Synap, and we tell them about the problem, and then we can also share this information with them, and then they can see that they've got a problem with their upstream connection to Limelight. So we report it to them. They then stop peering with Limelight until Limelight fix their problem. They're only using Zayo now, and now this looks good. And if we go back to the monitoring, we can see that all of our agents are green now, so we have now fixed the problem. Okay, so you can see the benefit of ThousandEyes there. It does the monitoring of external networks as well. It also monitors your own too. All right, last one to cover is Cisco Secure Network Analytics. This was formerly named StealthWatch, so it's had a name change. It is security software which analyzes network traffic to create a baseline of normal network behavior, as all the other products are doing as well. It's also aware of malicious external domains and servers globally. So this is kind of similar to ThousandEyes, but ThousandEyes is actually more detailed. It doesn't just focus on security. It also looks at network traffic statistics in general. Cisco Secure Network Analytics, it is looking for malicious external domains and servers. It's not doing detailed network analysis of their traffic. Machine learning and advanced analytics identifies anomalies and threats and can respond in real time. Threats include command and control attacks. This is where somebody sends malware to one of your users, they install it, and then now that external attacker is able to take remote control of their machine. Other threats, ransomware, distributed denial of service, unknown malware, so it's not just using signatures, and also it can be insider threats as well. It does also monitor your internal network as well. Automated responses to threats include quarantining the affected host if you've got the ICE Identity Services Engine integration. ICE is another security product from Cisco, and it's actually capable of shutting down ports, also changing VLANs, and creating dynamic access lists so it can take hosts off the network. Cisco Secure Network Analysis can be installed as a hardware appliance or virtual machine on premises or as cloud-based SaaS. It uses machine learning for contextual network-wide visibility, predictive analytics, and automated detection and response. So looking at an example of this, here we are on the dashboard. Red is bad, so we can see that we have got some threats being reported there. We can also look at the top alarming hosts. And we're going to have a look at this top one here. We can click on that to drill down into that particular host. And when we do that, you see it's got automatic grouping as well. So this, again, is using machine learning AI to automatically put that host into relevant groups. It does this automatically. You don't need to do it manually. So it's automatically grouped that host into end user devices, desktops. It's in Atlanta, and it's a sales and marketing machine. It does also group external destinations as well. So we can see it's done that by country, also by large companies such as Google and Salesforce as well. We can scroll down on that page, and then we can see the top security events for that particular host. And we can click on any of those to drill down further into that. Here, we've drilled down into a particular alert, and we can see that it is malware, ransomware, and you can see that the malicious host is this one here. So the software, it knows about malicious external domains and servers. If it sees traffic coming in from them, then that is obviously going to flag a problem, which is what has happened here. When we see that, then what we can do is we can click on it. We can click on that host. And if we've got the ICE, then we can quarantine that host. So we take it off the network until we go and disinfect it, remove that malware. So that was doing it manually. It also supports automated response management as well. So in the response management, you can see that there are pre-configured rules such as blog, rogue, DHCP server from the network. You can also add your own custom rules as well. So you create a rule saying this particular threat has been detected. You can also specify the different group you want it to apply to as well. For example, if you don't want it to apply to your servers, only to your end users. So you specify the rule, and then in the action, you've got the same options in there again. So again, you can reboot the port or shut down the port with ICE, or you can quarantine it, take the host off the network. You can also send yourself an email so you get an automated email notification anytime that there's a particular threat that you're particularly interested in. And you can also create a threat response incident inside the software. Okay, so that was all of the different Cisco products covered in the CCNA, which are using ML and AI. If you want to get practice with any of those, you'll see that there are learning labs in the DevNet Sandbox and the DevNet Learning Labs. Thanks for watching. If you want to get hands-on practice with Cisco networks for free, then you can download my 400-page CCNA Lab Guide, which you can see above my head right now. Also, check out the video about my CCNA course. It's the highest rated course online. Thanks.